Allan, the second book in USNA is out, and a fair bit of demand it looks like here.
Well, we have a lot of fans here in Calgary who have bought the book before and have come specifically to the Fan Expo to find USNA II and to purchase it. And a lot of new people are discovering it. So we've always done really well because people really love the concept of USNA.
Well, and again, you know, the fact that a lot of it is set in Calgary really makes a difference too.
Yeah, and the book ended in Calgary, the first one, and then the next one begins in Calgary and follows it through. So yeah, it's a local book in many ways.
Well, I know you and I had talked before that you know, it takes a little while to put one of these things together. As much as the fans would like to see one a week, it just doesn't happen.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't, only because it takes a long time for an artist to create the art for a graphic novel. Each page has 6 panels, usually sometimes less, of original art, and so each one is hand drawn. It just takes much longer than just writing a bunch of words and editing it.
Well, now after the first one was written, you know, it left a bit of a cliffhanger ending. So, was there always a plan to have a second one, or was that just based on strict demand?
It was based on strict demand. The first one was based on a screenplay that we wrote, and we wanted to find someone to make it into a film. When we converted it to a graphic novel, the people who bought the book, especially last time that we were at the Fan Expo, people bought it on Friday and came to us on Saturday and said, well, what happens next? So we were compelled to write another one, and it's been really well received.
Now, Allan, you said you'd written it as a screenplay. Is that still in the works? Have you been talking with anybody about that? Are we going to see a movie soon?
Well, we hope to. I can't say right away. We have it in the hands of a couple of producers who are looking at it, and we keep our fingers crossed.
So, I guess, judging by demand this time around, are we expecting a USNA III?
Yes, next year at this time we will have 3 and possibly 4, depending on how quickly our artists can get it done. So we now have what we figure is an ongoing series.
So this has kind of turned from a passion for a movie into a bit of a labor of love.
Oh yeah. Well, we like the characters, and it's become more like a television series where there'll be long story arcs, shorter ones. We'll have characters that you're introduced to. Some will end up dying, and you'll just become more engaged with the story and following the rebellion that happens in North America.
Well, what I find it interesting is you know, you look at graphic novels and how they've really translated well onto the small and large screen. Walking Dead obviously is the biggest example of that, but and again, because you've written it, boy, that's some good English right there. You've written it as a movie.
Yes.
I'm thinking you were trying to hope for that yourself, maybe a little bit. If somebody would look at it and go, you know, this would make a really neat TV show.
Well, yes, that's certainly the hope, and then maybe they'll even hire us as the writers. So we write it with an idea that it's very visual, and graphic novels are like a movie and a book. So when you get it in the hands of a producer or someone involved in the industry, then they can really see what's happening on the page.
Well, obviously you're seeing a much more acceptance of graphic novels now. You know, 10, 20 years ago they were on the fringe. They were considered, just kind of comic books. Very mainstream now.
Well, they are, and it actually started when Art Spiegelman did the graphic novel called Maus, M-A-U-S, and that was a story about his father who was a Holocaust survivor, and Art made the mice as the Jewish people and the cats as the Germans, and it won a Pulitzer Prize, and that kind of put it on the graphic novels on the map. And then as graphic novels became made into movies, like Walking Dead and things like that, the popularity increased. But there's always been comic books, and so the art has always been popular among young people. And now graphic novels are really popular amongst all ages.
Well, Allan, we wish you the best of luck with this, and we look forward to USNA III next year.
Oh, well, thank you very kindly.